All right, let's just jump right in. AI contract review, it's not science fiction anymore. Not by a long shot. It's here, it's real, and it's already saving legal teams days, sometimes even weeks, on things like due diligence. I mean, think about it. What used to take a whole team of junior associates a week of grinding can now get done by a good AI in, like, a few minutes. It's wild.
But, and this is kind of the awkward little secret of the whole legal AI world, if this tech is so great, why isn't it everywhere, right? This meme honestly just nails the problem. You've got your documents, you know what you want at the end, a structured review, but what's that giant question mark in the middle? What's the missing step?
And that is the big question we're going to tackle here. The AI is ready to go. It's powerful. It's accurate. The lawyers are chomping at the bit to use it. So what's the holdup? What's this invisible wall that's stopping everyone?
Well, it all boils down to something called the what to ask problem. This is the real bottleneck. It's that super manual, human-heavy part of the process that has to happen before the AI even gets to look at a single contract.
And at the very heart of this problem is this thing called a playbook. So what is it? Just think of it like an instruction manual for the AI. It's basically a digital rulebook that tells the machine exactly what to look for. What clauses matter, what risks to flag, what's a deal breaker. And we're not talking about a few things. For a normal contract, this can be over 120 different checkpoints.
So here's the key takeaway, right? The AI that does the review, it works great. That part's not the problem. The real problem, the thing that causes so many of these AI projects to just fizzle out after a cool demo, is the painfully slow, manual human process of building that playbook in the first place.
And this is not some small niche problem. Look at this number. 70%. Over 70% of legal teams say they struggle with just doing things the same way every time. That means most firms can't even guarantee a consistent, efficient review process from one contract to the next.
And if that wasn't enough, get this. 54%, more than half, of legal teams don't even have a formal playbook. All that crucial knowledge, all that expertise, it's just locked up in people's heads, or, buried in some old spreadsheet somewhere. It makes it practically impossible for an AI to learn from any of it.
Okay, so we get it. The problem is the setup. Now let's talk about the solution, because this is where things get really interesting. It's a total shift in thinking. Instead of just automating the review itself, what if you could automate the setup for the review? What if you had an AI that teaches the other AI what it's supposed to do? And this diagram shows you exactly how that works. This is from a company called Practical AI. So instead of a lawyer staring at a blank page trying to build a playbook from scratch, this system, it just looks at all your existing stuff, your checklists, your old reports, your standard operating procedures, all of it. And it automatically translates all that messy human knowledge into a perfectly structured playbook that the AI can use, like right away.
And the difference this makes, it's just staggering. You're going from months of painful manual setup to getting an executable playbook in minutes. That knowledge that was locked away in a few senior partners' heads, it's now a scalable asset for the whole firm. And the cost? Forget about those huge setup fees. We're talking about going from tens of thousands of dollars to basically zero setup, just by feeding it plain English.
Now, to really appreciate how big of a deal this is, we got to zoom out a little bit. Let's look at the bigger picture of legal tech, because this isn't just some new feature on an old tool. This is actually a whole new wave of AI.
So you had wave 1, right? That was all about automating simple tasks. Think redlining, comparing clauses, that kind of stuff. Then you got wave 2, which is where we are now with Gen AI. This is about automating reasoning, summarizing a contract, flagging issues. But this new thing, this is wave 3. This is about automating structure. It's all about taking those messy, inconsistent human ways of doing things and turning them into rock-solid, machine-ready playbooks.
Okay, so that's all cool from a tech standpoint, but let's be real. What does this mean for the business? Why should anyone actually care? Well, in the world of M&A, compliance, any of those high-stakes games, the answer is simple. Time kills deals.
And this is where the ROI just smacks you in the face. When you crush that setup time, your review cycles go from weeks down to days. The cost for each contract, it just plummets. You get way fewer errors, way more consistency, and all that amazing expertise your firm has. It's suddenly scalable. And what does all that add up to? Faster due diligence. And faster due diligence means you close more deals faster. It's that simple. This chart here really lays it all out. On the bottom, you have how much effort it takes to get started, and on the side, you have throughput, basically how much stuff you can get done. And that top right corner, that's the promised land. That's the sweet spot. Low effort to set up, but super high output. That is the game changer.
So as we start to wrap this up, it's pretty clear we're not just talking about a new tool, are we? This is a fundamental shift in how we even think about working with AI. The real power, the real leverage going forward, it's not just about getting a machine to review a document, it's about being able to teach that machine what actually matters.
And let's be super clear about this. This isn't about replacing lawyers. Not at all. It's about making that human-in-the-loop model way smarter, way more efficient. It lets the experts stop doing the boring manual work, hunting for clauses and ticking boxes, and lets them focus on what they're paid for, their judgment, their strategy. It's about amplifying their expertise, not replacing it.
Which brings us to the final big idea. It's a quote that just perfectly wraps all this up. The firms that win the next wave won't simply be faster at reviewing contracts. They'll be faster at teaching machines what matters. And honestly, whether you're in law or in tech, that's it. That's where the real advantage is going to be.